We're in Dothan, Alabama.
For context, we were in Dothan, Alabama in late April of 2026. Dothan was the first stop on what we're calling Wanderlust 2026, our road trip from Central Florida to Kansas and back again.
Dothan was established in 1885 and has a population now of about 71,000. When cotton crops were devastated by the boll weevil in the early 1900s, farmers turned to peanut production, and today 25% of the U.S. peanut crop is harvested within 75 miles of Dothan. We started at the Civic Center, and immediately across the street is the Dothan Opera House from 1915 and Porter Park and Events Plaza. The city hosts the annual National Peanut Festival, which has been going on since 1938. The very first year featured George Washington Carver, who was honored for his work in finding over 300 uses for peanuts. Throughout downtown, you'll see over 50 sculptures of peanuts dressed as different things, and you're about to see one here in front of the police station.
And this is a good time to mention that this little downtown was filled with great street art, so we have a dedicated section towards the end of the video.
Yeah, and Dothan is actually known as Mural City.
And if you're interested in checking out that Peanut Festival, it's held in the fall each year. If you're new to our videos, our focus is really just on the core of the historic downtown. So if you're looking for your local mall or your high school, you won't find them in this video.
The brick building across the street is the historic Dothan Eagle Building, formerly the headquarters for the newspaper. It is now city offices.
And here's a great example of the street art that we were talking about. Many of these old buildings are adorned with some really amazing and historical street art.
I mentioned George Washington Carver earlier, and here's the Carver Museum, opened in 2002 and housed in a former Greyhound bus station. It's open Wednesday through Saturday, and admission is free, although donations are accepted. These next three murals all highlight the city's musical legacy and connections to iconic performers. The city has hosted many famous country and rock acts over the years. The building here is the Charles Woods Building, the tallest building in the county, opened in 1928 as the Houston Hotel.
And at this time, it appears to be the local news station.
This alleyway takes us back to Porter Park and Events Plaza, which opened in September of 2025 as part of a revitalization project. The plaza includes an amphitheater and serves as a gathering place for seasonal events, live music, and food trucks.
Yeah, this is a fantastic park and definitely a showcase for the downtown. And here's what the park looks like as we emerge from that alleyway. As we've said in past videos, an old hotel or theater or some kind of landmark or even like this park is a great center location spot to revitalize your downtown around. And take note of the landscaping. They did a fantastic job here. Right now, this park seems almost out of place in this downtown, but we're guessing that's going to change pretty quickly. Given all the construction we saw during our visit, we're guessing this is definitely a downtown on the rise. And here's a good close-up look of the Opera House that's been sitting here for over 100 years. Beautiful.
In the early 19th century, Dothan also served as a railroad hub, making it known as Circle City.
I'll mention this in the wrap-up, but the Circle City could also reference the fact that if you take the highways past the town, you'll never see this downtown. They completely bypass it. You almost have to know it's there.
The Colby Building was built in 1937 as a JCPenney store. It now houses a restaurant and event space. And the Federal Building was completed in 1911, serving as the post office and federal courthouse. It was renovated this year.
Our best guess is that this section of Foster Street is the start of the revitalization.
This building across the street is the Grand on Foster. It's over 120 years old and has served as an event venue since 2010. Beyond agriculture, Dothan is a major industrial hub for companies such as Sony, Michelin, and GE.
And the video speaks for itself. This section of Foster Street is fantastic.
And check out the old school brick sidewalks. The brick building across the street was constructed in 1907 as the First National Bank. It is now home to the Cochran Law Firm, founded by Johnny Cochran Jr., lead attorney for O.J. Simpson in 1995. Now we've crossed Main Street to the South Foster section of downtown.
And as you can see, some of the buildings are boarded up, but we're guessing this will be the next part of the downtown to undergo some renovations.
The T.R. Frith Seed and Hardware was built in 1920. On the left is the back of the E.R. Porter Hardware Store, which opened in 1889. It was the oldest continuously operated hardware store in Alabama when it closed in 2014 after 125 years of business. It is now a museum and visitor center. This glass building is the new section of the Dothan Opera House, attached to the brick building we saw earlier.
And it looks like it's about time to wrap this video up. After we give our final thoughts, please stick around so you can check out the awesome street art section that we've included for you. All right, Dothan, Alabama, what's your overall impression and what surprised you most?
Okay, well, my overall impression is that downtown is on the rise. You can definitely see that they're coming in and rehabbing some of these buildings, so I think it's going to change a lot in the next 10 years. What I think surprised me most was the amount of murals, and if you watch the street art section, you'll see there was amazing murals all throughout downtown. It just blew me away. I loved it.
Yeah, I think it looks like about the mid-90s, the powers that be decided to do this mural thing. And unfortunately, they are getting a little bit faded with time, and a lot of the information that they posted isn't readable. So that's a pretty low-hanging fruit for the city to do, is just kind of refreshing those, or at the very least the information about them. And for me, the biggest surprise is this is our 4th time through here, and the only time we've been to the downtown because, quite frankly, we didn't know there was one. The way that the city planners made this town is if you come in on the highways, you literally skirt the highways, completely loop around the downtown. So you need to know that it's here. And I didn't see any kind of signage or anything saying, come to our downtown or enjoy historic Dothan. So again, there's another really low-hanging fruit. Advertise that you have one. Like I said, we've been here 4 times. The first 3, we didn't have any idea this existed. So I think it's really cool that they seem to be sort of fixing this up. This park here at Porter Park is very nice, and the block right next to it, clearly they're doing a lot of work. We've seen a bunch of stuff on the main street that looks like it's coming in construction wise, so it's on the rise. So I think this town could be pretty interesting about 10-15 years from now. All right, get off the couch and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Thank you.